It is in this vein that the violence of the past few weeks need be viewed. It was Jonathan Swift who famously wrote "Falsehood flies, and truth comes limping after it, so that when men come to be undeceived, it is too late, the jest is over, and the tale hath had its effect." A number of observers decided of their own volition that Israel fired indiscriminately on unarmed protesters desirous of a better life, or at least upset at the opening of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. The trouble is that not even Hamas claimed that the protests were peaceful, not even Hamas claimed that the protesters were unarmed, and not even Hamas claimed any connection whatsoever to the opening of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. On the contrary, it was Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar who proclaimed in April that the purpose of the rioting is to tear down the border and tear their Israelis' hearts from their bodies. It was the co-founder of Hamas, Mahmoud al-Zahar, who made no bones about stating publicly, "When we talk about peaceful resistance, we are deceiving the public. This is bolstered by military force and our security agencies." It was Hamas social media outlets which instructed rioters to arm themselves with guns and knives with the aim of breaching the border. It was the Hamas leadership who called the riots the March of the Return, their own acknowledged euphemism for the replacement of the Jewish state by a Palestinian state on the same territory. At no stage did they refer to the violence as the march against the U.S. Embassy opening. It was the Hamas leadership which actively encouraged and even paid the demonstrators to storm the border despite its complete understanding of the dire consequences. But most of all, it was Hamas itself which openly boasted that well over 80% of the fatalities were its armed combatants and not innocent and peaceful demonstrators. All of this is widely documented, but conveniently ignored by so many. There will be those who will react to this article with their usual skepticism and cynicism, but I state unequivocally, Israel bears no ill will towards the people of Gaza, and any casualty of an innocent person is truly tragic. At the same time, Israel bears much ill will, and justifiably, towards Hamas, and will defend itself vigorously against it. The moment a Gazan leadership arises that places the good of Gazans as its sole priority, desists from terror, and cooperates with and recognizes Israel instead of violently confronting it, it will find an Israel ready to make every effort to enhance the lives of ordinary Gazans. In the spirit of the words of Golda Meir, I reiterate that there will only be peace with the Palestinians when they love their children more than they hate Israel. We harbor no expectations whatsoever from the current leadership in Gaza. Mark Sofer is the Israeli ambassador to Australia.